Okay, so today I wanted to talk to you about something which is quite important. I haven't talked about in this channel. I really cannot believe that I've never talked about this. My favorite female characters in my favorite books. I do not also think I have talked about my favorite male characters. And so generally speaking, I really plan to change that today. So let's talk about the first one, which is my favorite female character from the entirety of the fantasy genre, which is quite surprising because she does look like she's a supporting character, but she is a main character. This is Caitlyn Stark. She is generally speaking, the go-to example I have. Her and the Maya from Broken Earth, they are the two general go-to examples I have for disproving this technically BS assumption that femininity and motherhood cannot be strong in fiction. And for a woman to be strong, they have to make her, some sort of an assassin or some sort of a warrior, basically just a man with boobs. And I really think that is very harmful because you are telling an entire gender that they cannot be strong unless they have very masculine traits. I think there is a built-in BS, okay? Built-in BS into that. And a lot of it comes from culture because you see, a lot of people assume that femininity cannot be strong and that motherhood cannot be strong. But really, this is something that most people have been fed by the culture. And a lot of people do not end up questioning this particular narrative because the reality is that if you were really left to a mountain, let's say you're not gonna die, you were left in a mountain your entire life, you're not going to deduce that femininity and motherhood are weak, okay? In fact, I myself have always considered my mother to be a lot stronger than my father because he just didn't seem to have the emotional intelligence required to process a lot of life and make just sound life decisions, right? And so Caitlyn Stark, she is the perfect example because she really does hold her own against a lot of troubles in A Song of Ice and Fire. Everyone is troubled in A Song of Ice and Fire, but I think she is the most tragic of them all, especially what happens to her and her family. It is very, very tragic. I do wish the best of luck for her. I do know what happens. I have been spoiled by the TV show. But I really love Caitlyn Stark. She just disapproves this assumption, this BS, complete stupid assumption in popular culture that femininity cannot be strong. Let's talk about another character from the Stormlight Archive. First of all, talking about Brandon Sanderson, he writes a lot of strong female characters, right? Let's talk about Serene from Elantris. I really love this character because not only is she clever, not only does she have a lot of obstacles to overcome, but she is extremely witty, especially given the reality that she comes to a sexist society and suddenly she is really not in a position where she used to be. But she proves all of them wrong. And I really love her character. Another character that I love absolutely for just, much like Caitlyn Stark, for disapproving, this BS assumption that femininity and motherhood are weak and they cannot be strong. And to be strong, you need to have huge muscles. Is actually, she disapproves this, which is she is Damaya from the 5th season and specifically the book series, the trilogy, Broken Earth, and written by N.K. Jemisin. So I really love Damaya for the same reason. And even though she faces a lot of discrimination because of the reality that she is Orogen, and also she faces a lot of loss, she loses a lot of loved ones, we do get to see this character from a lot of different perspectives. And that to me is just amazing. So now we are up to 3 characters. Let's talk about the next character, Shalon. I have Shalon from the Stormlight Archive. I have changed my mind on this character right now in the last month of May, because right now I'm reading the 2nd book in the Stormlight Archive. And Shalon, well, you see, when I had only read The Way of Kings, she looked like the weakest character out of the 3 main characters. She looked like the weakest main character, and she looked like she had nothing to offer. She was not funny, witty, and there wasn't really much happening other than the reality she wanted to be Jasna's ward and Yasna's ward, right? And that's really it. I did not like Shalon in The Way of Kings, but my mind and my opinion on this character has been completely changed by Words of Radiance, and I really do love her as a character right now. I think she's a very, very well written character. And then a final mention, a final character that I have to mention here is actually Owain, Rohan's niece from Lord of the Rings. She is a shield maiden and she's really awesome. I don't have to spoil because the reason why she is awesome would be major spoilers. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. That's going to be my 5 favorite female characters from the entirety of the fantasy genre. Tell me down in the comments below your favorite female characters, and I hope to see you down there. Have a nice day. Bye.